Hi everybody, my name's Doug Gordon, and what I'm going to do is I want to take you through briefly the editing that I set up in terms of my editing and retouching and show you how fast, how efficient, and how easy it is. So if you look, I have the photos from the wedding, everything's loaded into Bridge. I haven't culled anything down yet other than a few deletes that I did inside of Bridge. So first thing I do that I want to introduce you to, one of the most important things that I have to work with is this little baby right here. This keyboard, it's an RPG keyboard that has all of my actions, crops, and everything loaded right into it, which is going to make a world of difference for me. You're going to see how quickly and easily and functionally I'm able to do things. So first things first, click in, I open my image up. I hit F, so I have my full frame. Now, when I look at images, I'm looking to see holes and crops and get an idea what I want. It's very rare that I leave them as they come out of camera. So let's take a look. All I got to do is hit one button, and you look, it goes right into my crop of what I really want to accomplish. Now, pulling in here, I'm shooting through the window here. The only thing I'm going to add to it is what we call a powwow. Okay, that's a nice little sharpness feature where it adjusts saturation, a little punch, snaps it, and then, of course, a black and white. Now, what makes the keyboard great is the next button is a flatten and save, and then I hit next. So it avoids me having to open up a whole bunch of images. So in here, again, I'm going to powwow it. Then I'm going to add an HD AUG sharpness, and I want you to look at that difference there. Just take a look at the clarity of it. So mind you, it's good light. Okay, but when I take it off, look at the difference in the pop in the shirt and all of those features right there. So we're going to make it quick and simple and easy. Let me just get rid of the camera because you don't need to see me. Okay, so now let's look right in here. You see my cropping. I'm in a square. Not really what I want to do. So right now I'm going to go into a 5x10. Okay, I'm going to rotate it right there. I'm going to bring it over just a little bit. Okay, wish I didn't have that picture there, but what are you going to do? I'm going to open it up. I'm going to again sharpen it. And I'm going to go nice and deep there. So I used a fix under exposure action into a power. Look at how quick and easy this all comes together. Now this is an image that I may leave open. So all I'm going to do is hit, just get out of the crop tool. I'm going to sharpen again. And then you know what? I realize I want to square it up. It's too much open bottom right there. My focal point is right in here. And it's a matter of knowing what's next. I know that my sharpness and clarity here is going to work for what I want to do. So 5x10. Again, opening it up. That's the power. You see that big difference in sharpness going from right to left. And I realize, you know what? I'm going to go in here and I want to bring it because I'm looking at this and thinking background on a page. I'm always thinking of albums as I go along. So right in here again, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to switch this to a vertical just by rotating. I'm going to bring it down a little bit, bring it over. Again, not in love. I'm shooting through the doorway there a little bit. What I'm going to do is add a vintageous action. Okay, whoops, sorry. I added Radiant Landscape. I hit the wrong button. So I'm going to go back again and look at what we get from there. And it just gives it a sparkly little color, the vintageous. There's a whole bunch of different things going on here, which will take too long to explain. And guess what? If I figure them out, I don't want to do them that way. That's why I use the actions. Go right in there. So now, again, opening up the exposure, go V to get out. Let me take a look. Again, I'm thinking background. So 5x10. There's an 8x10. There's a 5x10. When I do this, I'm thinking of the page in the album. Little HD AUG to sharpen it up and look at the detail. This is shot with an 85mm 1.4 window light coming directly from my left to go through the shoes. Now from here, this is a basic boudoir. Okay, everything started off. I don't want to go too revealing with her. Anything that was too revealing, I've taken out for you. Okay, now take a look in here. Sharpen with a powwow, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add what's called a Blue Dawn Leonidas, which is a favorite of mine with the Kubota actions. It's a slower action because it has a surface blur. Now what it did was it bring it all the way up. So what I'm going to do is, if I go into the action, I can individually change all of the different layers, but instead I'm going to work right inside there. And I'm going to make it the way I want. It softens. I want to make sure I don't blow out the highlights or anything like that. And I also know next image, she's going to be looking up. So again, move my crop right there. I got a little aggressive with it, so I'm going to push it right down there. And from here, I'm going to soften it up. I'm looking at it with a vintageous. It's too hot, isn't it? So I go right in there and I bring it down to what I want. And if I want to add a little bit of texture in, I'm going to add a smokeless burn just to restore some of the reds and get some contrast in there. The smokeless burn is basically a digital dark. It allows me to paint down the areas I want to. So you know, in terms of lighting, all the light is coming right from behind me into the face from the window. Right there. Again, now we're sharpening it up. Here I'm thinking 5 by 10. I'm going to rotate it to where I want it. And I don't want to get too much leg. I'm going to push down, and I'm thinking, doesn't work for me. So now all I'm going to do is hit escape, get out of that crop. Now I'm thinking 10 by 10, pushing it down just like that. And look what we do here. We're going to add 2 things to it. I'm going to add a Pearl Soft, and a Pearl Soft creates a nice softness to it. And then on top of it, I'm going to add an icing. And what the icing does is, you could look, it creates that beautiful soft tone, but we don't want to make it too pasty, so I'm going to take it down to about 30%. And then I look at it and say, do I like it in black and white? No, black and white makes it clearly way too dimensional, way too flat, I should say. So all I do is go back up here, hit flatten and save, next image. Look at how quick this comes together right in here again, using the mouth. Okay, using a little bit of softness. So I'm going to go here, then I'm going to add the Pearl Soft, and then to really soften it up, I'm going to add an icing. The dashboard's great for what I don't have loaded in, but this works real well, and I want to make sure again that I don't over push. Excuse me. So flatten and save, moving on to the next image. Here again, let's take a look. We go, and the first thing first, I'm not really loving the way I shot it out of camera. So I'm going to go counterclockwise here, go more on the side, and I'm definitely a lot happier. Now, I could open the whole image up, but now it looks overexposed with my fixed overexposure. So what I'm going to do here is add a great action called Digital Fill. And what Digital Fill is you can see, it goes all the way through, it creates a curves layer, and I'm just going to open the areas I want. Right now, my opacity set at 30%. If I want to change that, I can. Right in there, just like that. So now, by opening up the face, I'm really bringing your focus point here. This is just a little bit of my torchlight set for daylight to fill into the eyes. That's where that catch is coming from. And the action I just used is Pearl Soft. I'm sorry, Power Soft. So what the Power Soft is it's working on a layer mask, and I'm taking it off where I want. Look at the sharpness in the eyes. Go right in here. Now you look, I'm getting a little yellow on the teeth. I could run an eyes and teeth action. All right, let's see what that does. So I type in just eyes into my dashboard. Look right there. And now what happened is it sets up all these different layers. There's instructions built in. I'm already looking and saying, you know what? I want to desaturate them, because the desaturation is going to take the color out. But do you notice how I just ran in to the lips there a little bit? I don't want to do that. So all I got to do is bring the brush down and hit X, and then just run it back over, and I'll restore the pink there. Now I'm looking at it, they're way too gray, so I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to go right there to about 45, then I'm going to switch to the teeth brighten, and from here, let's take a look. I got to hit X. Whoa, I'm making it look real pasty with her teeth, right? That's definitely not working, so what do you think we're going to do? I could have done it with the brush, but instead all I do is just work off of here, and then I could set it generally what I want, because all I want to do is create a little bit of softness. And now when we look at the difference, let's just take a look here at the teeth brighten with, without. Go from gray to white, soft, relax, done. Quick and easy retouching right here. I take that out with the patch tool there. Let's look right there. And now from here, doing terrific. Again, in a boudoir, I've cut up a little bit to keep it soft. I'm going to add a little bit. Oops, I hit the wrong one. I went smokeless burn. I want to add Digital Fill. So I go right there and take a look. I'm bringing it down, but notice I'm keeping the back side of the arm in shadow right in there. Now, I don't love the shadow it's created, so I hit one thing here because I got all my available lights coming from here. So what I'm going to do is just use the patch tool here just to smooth that out just a little bit, because I want to make it not as obvious. So I'm taking it up and smoothing it out. Now, do I worry about this? Well, I'm not thrilled about it. Am I obsessing? Probably a little, but that's okay. So now from here, all I'm going to add is an icing, and take a look at what it does. The icing just softens her completely. Look at it with and without, just like that. Perfect. You're doing wonderful right there. Absolutely love it. It's great. Now from here, I look at it, and I went with a wrong white balance here. What I did, this was one time that I changed my white balance. I set it to tungsten so that I could bring in the blue tone because I knew in the end I wanted to add my Vintageous, and it was going to give me kind of this look here. I wanted something that had a softer look, so the Vintageous there. Then I'm going to go in here and look at how we change it. It's beautiful crop out of camera. It's absolutely perfect out of camera. But what I always want to check is see what the 5x10 is going to bring to me. And look, doesn't work. So all I do is hit escape. I hit V to get out to another area, flatten and save, and I'm done. I'm covering with the veil. And notice again, I went back to my correct white balance, 10x10 going in here. And I love my setup, so I'm going to sharpen it here, add a little Pearl Soft here, add a little icing on top. Love the green on the wall. Love the softness on the face. Now, here's the thing. If I don't want to just take the whole opacium, I could just go in here, create a layer mask on the entire folder, and then work my magic. So let's look here, bringing it up right there. And you look clearly underexposed. Reason I'm underexposing because I want this area to go dark. And I also know that I'm going to go in with one button. And there I go. I'm just going to create here. But you can see I make mistakes too, like everybody else. What I'm seeing here, very simply, is that crease. I thought I'd like it. I don't at all. Again, everything I do is added on softening. So I've added a Pearl Soft action. Then I'm going to add my icing. I'm going to bring it down. And here's what I was talking about. If I go in here, I could open the whole folder and then click on that. But instead, what I'm going to do is just click on a layer mask. And I'm going to go right in there. I'm going to make sure I have my black brush. So I hit X to get my black brush. I reduce my brush size by using my left hash. Go right in there, and I'm wiping it off at 30%. You see it right there. Very simple. Flatten and save. Image done. Back here. A little bit of backside. I see the TV, see the window. Now you know what my main light was on all of this. Look here and say, let me see. Do I like that? No, because I'm losing the effect of the backside. And as much as I don't like it, occasionally I'm going to have to use an 8x10. Go right in there. Excuse me again. Right in here. And what I want to do now is soften it. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to use that Blue Dawn Leonidas. And the Blue Dawn Leonidas is really going to soften it up. I'm going to just bring it down just a tad. And more importantly here, I'm going to flatten it. But what I need to do is get in here with my S, which is my clone tool. And right in here, I'm going to get rid of this because I don't want to see it. You see I got a little sloppy in the wall there. So again, you don't have to go nuts here with it. You just got to make sure that it's nothing that pops out and stands at you to say, oop, retouched it. Okay, so right there, image is done. Keeping it soft and simple. So now we're setting up her and mom in the doorway. So I know I'm in a 5x10 format. You may say, wow, he does a lot of these 5x10s. Of course I do, because the whole idea behind what I'm trying to do is ultimately set up for odd-sized images, which are going to increase my frame sales. Again, 5x10 in here through the doorway. Going to go right in here in the back side. I'm looking here, so I'm going to do an HDR to sharpen it up. Then I'm going to add my Blue Dawn Leonidas. I'm thinking that this is going to be one of multiple images on a page, 5x10 across. Look at how beautiful and soft it is. Look at what it does to the back side. Look at how it softens the room. Flatten, image, done. Now from here, again, the same thing. I'm going to crop this in. Look at it, because I already got a couple of the other ones. So I'm going to come right in here. Just like that. I'm going to make it a little bit behind the scenes. I'm going to open it up. Now I'm overexposed, but I'm okay because I know ultimately what I want to do is let it blow out in the highlights. So I went fix under, I went powwow, and then I went into a mocha black and white. Look at the great lighting on here. I'm going to come in just like that because I want to get in and thin mom's arms out. And then from here, Pearl Soft, beautiful soft image, great backlight. I'm exposing for the face, letting mom go soft there. Looking right in here, again, 8514. A little bit of sharpness with the powwow, which is way too much. So from here, I look at it and say, what do I want to do? Maybe I don't want to sharpen it. Keeping it soft. Again, I added the powwow. I want to cut out as much of the arm as I possibly can. Now we're setting up for how to see each other for the first time. I'm getting a little bad with my exposure. I'm a little bit hot on Dad. Let me see if my HD brings that up. I want you to look at what this action did. Take a look. There. Brought all my detail back. It's the back of her. Dad's hot for sure because I metered off the wrong spot. Black and white. It's just a fluffer image. It's more there for this. Now look here. What I did do was I hit the wrong spot with my spot metering. And it's okay because I'm going to go in with my digital fill. Bing, 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 bing. Just keep plugging away. And it tells the story of Dad seeing her for the first time. 10 by 10, great image right there, and this is where your story unfolds. If I open it up, I like it, so I used fix underexposure there and say to myself, let me open it up just a little bit more, and I'm not loving what's happening there, so I'm going to go back here and I'm going to add the digital fill because I just want to hit his face. That's the only part of the story. I want to open it up. Okay, defaults to 30%. Right there, I look at it and say, let me look at Dad. Do I love what I'm seeing here in terms of his face? No, he's a tad soft. So this is how I cull. Because I shoot so few, I can get on out. So now again here, you see what I did. I'm using a mirror. The light is coming from here directly into the face. The big thing for me here isn't this side of her face. This is what I'm looking for in my finished crop. And I say, do I like it? No, I'm not liking it. So I decide to start moving around and seeing what I want to see. And from there, I try to get my ideas of what I'm looking for. Okay, and here's what I'm realizing. I'm not falling in love with the image, so I'm going to change the crop, and I'm stuck with what I got here. I know I'm in a black and white. Okay, I know I need to open up her face here a little bit. Love the effect I'm getting in the mirror. I'm a little annoyed at myself that I forgot to change my white balance from that situation. Now looking in here, I like this a lot. Now I see more of a square image because again, I'm at 85.14. I know from that standpoint what I have to do. I'm going to lose one side of a face. That's a pearl soft action. Beautiful soft reflection. I'm going to bring it up. Right in there, right below the lips. I look at it and say, do I like that? Yep, again, pearl soft. But what I need to do is go right into that eye. I'm hoping it's as sharp as I want it to be. It's not super crisp as it normally would be because my lighting is so broad, and I'm using the digital fill to kick open that eye just like that, and it looks amazing. Now in here, it's her and a maid of honor, maid of honor, maid of honor. I'm slightly overexposed. But what I'm going to do is pull right in here into the mirror, okay? And what I found when I'm overexposed, I'm going to use this here is called Fix Overexposure. You see all the color problems? I'm not going to worry about it because why? I have that auto white balance corrector, black and white, and take a look at the story unfold. I'm going to open up the maid of honor in the mirror because I want to see more of her right there with the digital fill, just like that. Very, very simple. Okay, so let's take a look at our crop here. So look at what we're doing. We're cropping in tight again, right in here. And this time I do like the color, so I'm going to pearl soft it and look at how it opens it up. I got the reflection in there. Beautiful soft image of a bride and her maid of honor. Now look here, I'm going to use the wall as a foreground. So I'm leading into her. I'm going to open it up with a little bit of the powwow. I'm going to kick it up. Notice where I kick it so I can cut right underneath the chin there. Then the pearl soft again, and then the black and white. Notice how beautiful and soft that is. I want you to look and see how quick and simple and easy these fall together. Now here, I'm going into my square, but watch. I feel her face is fuller than I want it to be. So what I'm doing is eliminating part of it, something I'm going to commonly do. And of course, I'm going to go in and I'm going to clean the eyes. The easiest way, if you don't like the thickness of someone, if you don't like how full you made them look, for me to adjust it, is to go in and very simply crop to it. So now from here again, I'm adding different tones. Right now, I'm going to add, I added the pearl soft, I added the powwow, and now what I'm adding again is the power soft. And look at the softness. It's coming off at 100% from the areas I don't want to see. Nice and warm. They look great. And now from here, I'm going to add a digital fill because notice our maid of honor's eyes, beautiful eyes, are way too dark. So I'm going to go right in there, just add a little bit. And then what I do is open up that layer and push. And I got some color back, don't I? So now the question is, did I overdo it? I don't think so. Flatten, save, and done. Again, keeping it simple. Simple here, letting the window blow out. Got torchlight here. I'm going to sharpen it up with an HDR. I know when I'm shooting this that I'm going to overexpose it because I know what I want out of it. I know I want it to be a black and white. I'm looking at it now and saying, do I love it? So I'm going to add softness to it because that generally works for me. So now I look at the softness. I'm going to kick it down a little bit, like I said before, in the 30s. But more importantly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that layer mask right in there, and I'm going to take it off. Okay, I'm going to switch to a black brush and take it off at the 30%. Keep it simple. Now you have to look at close-up things. I went in and I clearly screwed up, put too much light on. So look what I did there. All I did was soften it by taking my high key blown out background, and I got it done. You notice in 20 minutes how much we have done here. Simple and easy. She's looking down. I'm looking here. Am I loving my setup? No, but I know that I'm going to push it. That's using the fix under, and now I haven't used this yet. I'm going to use something called anime, and what the anime is it's going to blow it right out. I'm going to soften it down a little bit. Then I'm going to add the layer mask to it. Then I'm going to go in with my brush on black and at 30%. Notice what I'm doing. I'm pulling it down onto the gown, and I don't care about anything else blowing out, but I'm using just a normal area of her house. And from there, I'm working my magic. I'm restoring a little bit of color. And if I get detail, I'm in good shape, aren't I? So take a look. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Do I love this area here? No, it is what it is. I could sit there, do it. So what I will try to do is get rid of it as easy as I possibly can. So what I'm doing right now, if you don't know this move, is I'm going in and I'm lassoing the area. Then I'm going to hit Shift Delete, and this is content aware. And if I'm lucky, work out. But most times it gives you what it gives you. Right in here, it's going to high key. That didn't work so bad. So now I look in. But again, if I'm going to sit here and have to take all day doing stuff like this, I have to say it's not worth it in the long run. You know what I mean? So I try to get rid of things because I know this is not something going to get detail. So I look in there and I say, okay, did I get it? Did I get it? Is it out? Good. Now it works for me. Now I look right in here. Again, I try to keep it as simple as possible. So all I'm using here, just so you know, is a simple clone tool. Okay? Because it's so blown out and I focus so much detail on her, this wouldn't do. But the problem is I've already spent more time on this image than I want to. This image has taken me over a minute, which means not working for me. I'm not making money. Okay? Right in here again, I look at that and I see that hot spot, which means I screwed up. I got to see, did I take it again? I took it in a different way, so I'm going to stuck with it. That hot spot bothers me. I can't have things like that. It's bad lighting. I'm lighting from the window here into the face, right through the body in my traditional setup, and take a look. Absolutely beautiful. From here, I'm going from left to right, okay, and I'm thinking of a page in an album. I'm thinking that I'm going to fill this in. Notice 2/3 lighting. Main light, broad light is furthest away from the camera, right in here. Just like that, I look and say, ooh, you overdid it. I could go back, pull it down a tad, and then I'm going to add my power soft to it. Power soft here, I'm just going to pull off at 100%, just like that. Got it. Now I go into my square crop. I look at it and say, okay, what do we need to do? I got a little bit much of stuff here I don't want to see. So I'm going to go in here, and you're looking and saying, wow, he's really going in and doing that. He's trying to make her perfect, but what he's doing is grabbing a not-so-good patch of skin. So let's take a look right here. The reason I'm not concerned with it is because I know that I'm going to do this. And when I lighten it up, it changes it completely. And here's what else I know is going to happen. I'm going to pearl soft it, and I know it's a black and white. And now look at how soft and beautiful it looks. I don't care about the flowers blowing out. Again, keeping it simple. I know 5x10 and I know 5x10 vertical. And I know I'm going here. And I know I'm going to try to push in a little bit because I don't want to show. Whoops. I'm going to cut her in half down the bridge of the nose. Then I'm going to grab from the corner because I don't want to show too much arm. And then I'm going to go vintageous right there. And I say, ooh, I like that. Icing. And if you look at how quick and simple and easy this all comes together. I took my opacity on 28. Now I know she's looking down. Okay, so look at the adjustments. It helps when you know what you shot and you're saying, well, your images are all called down. I call them down in camera because I don't shoot that much. Pearl soft, down, sharpen, done. How long did that image take? Just a couple of seconds. Here, I know that I'm going to go in here and I'm going to rotate it and make it horizontal again and take a look right in there. Good crop. Let me blow it up so you see. Again, it starts with good camera exposure. So we're going to sharpen it with a powwow. We're going to add our icing to it. We're going to bring that icing down to about 23%. We're going to add our layer mask. Then I'm going to take the brush and I'm going to bring it down, and I'm going to remove with my black brush from here and here. So you get a basic drift. You saw a lot of images edited in a very short time, didn't you? Okay, and that's the key, making sure that you're able to show things in a way that work. Okay, take a look. So all I did here was write an HDR as well as a mocha black and white, and I leave that side open for image. This is a small detail. It should be a background detail. Okay, black and white here. I'm sorry, not a black and white, 10 by 10 crop. I'm going to escape the crop, go to V, and look right here. I'm going to push this up. That's a power. Then I'm going to push it with a black and white fine art, and look at the power behind it. The black and white fine art really goes in and attacks the images. So let me show you the history. One of my favorite actions is one of his originals right in here. Take a look. I don't have to do much cropping here, do I? Pearl Soft into a Vintageous. I'm not even changing that many actions here, but it starts with good exposure. Great images, good exposure, good detail, 5 by 10 crop. So I eliminate the shoulder. I'm pulling in right there, because by doing that crop, I'm eliminating stuff I don't want to see. Icing, bam, done. So you get a good drift here. It works. It makes it easier. Know your crop, know what you want to accomplish, and keep it simple. That's it. That's the message. Simplicity. If you can do that, you're going to be in good shape. Icing again, and you got it. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in anything that we have here on our keyboard or the actions, they're all available on our store at www.douggoodandworkshops.myshopify.com. And please visit our Facebook page, Doug Gooden Workshops. Put your work up so I can look at it and help you review it and just make you better, because it's about getting better. Thanks again for stopping by, everybody.